Hey everyone, we are back after a long time to listen to Vikings.
Hmm.
Viking, not Vikings. So
ViKING.
we have heard another track of theirs called Boy,
Hmm.
and that track not only amazed us in terms of how amazingly rocking that was, but also kinda laid the foundation for us to dig in more of the rock stuff from
Hmm.
Bangladeshi music industry.
Yeah.
That was one of the first tracks that actually amazed us. That wow, what kind of rock stuff they are doing in Bangladesh, and we should dig more. And the rest is history, right? So
Yeah.
the how much we have explored so far. Recently, Viking released another track. It was like few days, couple of weeks ago,
Hmm.
and I came across it, and of course we had to listen to it, right? So let's jump into it, and then we talk about it.
Yep. Let's get started.
Let's do it. Three, wait, three, two, one, play. Taras. The videography is very wow. The flute.
আধার ঘন রাতের পথে খুঁজি এলো মেলো একটু আলেয়া পেলেই ভাবি ওখানেই ভোর হলো বুঝি পথ ফুরিয়ে নতুন দিনে খবর কালোয় মিলিয়ে যায় ক্ষীণ আলোয় হলো বুঝি নতুন দিনে সূর্য জয়ের আলোকবাজি হয়তো এবার দেখা হবে নতুন পথে নতুন আলোয় নতুন
This part is so lovely.
হয়তো এবার দেখা হবে নতুন পথে নতুন আলোয় নতুন
Okay, I'm a bit surprised. I tell you why. Because when you shared this track with me, I listened to only first a minute and a half. I didn't listen to the entire track, and the guitar solo part, the song when the song picked up, I wasn't ready for that. I liked the track. I liked the track even after listening 1.5 minutes long. I said to you that okay, this sounds like a lovely track, and we should do it. But this is the first time that I'm listening to it completely, and I'm amazed
It takes you
because
by surprise, right?
yes, absolutely. I was completely surprised, shocked. I didn't expect that part entirely. I thought that it is entirely different from the genre that they usually do, the hard metal stuff. Even though
They don't
it's
usually do that, by the way.
yeah,
This is the
okay,
interesting thing.
yeah,
They
yes, you
don't
are right.
usually do it. So Vikings, if you listen to their other tracks,
Hmm.
every single track seems like it's a different genre.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. That's what I was coming to because when you mentioned about Hoy, it was completely into a different genre, right? And when
Hard
I
rock.
listen, hard rock, absolute hard rock. And when I listened to the first a minute and a half, I was pleasantly surprised that they are exploring a different genre because honestly speaking, I haven't listened to other of their tracks. And I always had this image in my mind that they are a hard rock or metal band. Um, and even after
The name
listening to
suggests is right.
the name suggests as well, absolutely, yeah. So the track is misleading. But anyways, um, I thought that it was a soft number and I liked it. But now that I listened to it completely, I was blown away with the craftsmanship that they have done here. Brilliant work.
Right. So similar similar feelings. So when I heard it for the first time, it came up. It was a new song. I had to listen to it. I put it on. Went about my business,
Mm,
and the melody, the voice. I think the vocalist name is Tanmoy, as far as I remember. If
yeah.
I'm sorry if I'm wrong. The vocals were lovely. His control, the voice
Voice.
itself was very unique. Had a very unique texture that I usually associate with Javed Bashir. Right, he had
Hmm.
that kind of texture in his voice. Very lovely throw, very lovely higher notes. Uh, Melody was nice until the guitar solo came on, and then the melody became the melody.
Mm.
Because yeah, I was, as soon as the guitar solo came on, and I was like, I was swept off my feet.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The I mean, this is what I love. This is what I crave for.
Mm.
Uh, I often talk about that guitar solos shouldn't be about shredding.
Hmm.
Shouldn't be cramming as many notes possible in a short period of time. It should always be about melody, right?
Mm.
And
Yeah.
the way this melody was played on the guitar was wow.
Wow.
It
Amazing.
filled it. I felt fulfilled. I
Absolutely.
yeah. This is how I feel when I have a couple of portions of biryani.
Oh, completely satisfied,
Fulfilled,
fulfilled, satisfied.
satisfied. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I have heard, I don't know how many times, this guitar, so this whole track,
Hmm.
and each time it is equally enjoyable.
And I think you mentioned in one of the tracks when we did A Hawa by McDowell. You probably mentioned it during our video or maybe to me on WhatsApp that the guitar solo is probably the one of the best that you have ever heard in A
Yes,
Hawa. And this guitar solo is quite it's
right up there,
right up there.
right up
Absolutely.
there, right
Right
up
up
there.
there.
I mean, I mean, the melody was played on the guitar, right?
Hmm.
But it wasn't just the melody that was played. It had every single emotion that the vocalist had.
Hmm. 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 Yep.
And you know uh, beautifully. I mean, what can I say? What can I say? I am kind of lost on words. One of the most beautiful guitar solos that I've heard. Also, worth mentioning, I have been picking on my brain for a long time. I've heard this kind of guitar solos from West. I just can't remember right now which band from which tracks.
Hmm.
I've heard this kind of guitar solos where the melody was played in a similar kind of manner.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh, I, I still can't remember. Maybe some of our viewers
Hmm.
can help us with this. But yeah, regardless, this was absolutely beautifully done. Now, what I don't know is why this was done in a manner, because the video suggests. I mean, it was very confusing.
Yes, video I think also for me was a bit confusing. It feels like that the song is talking about a new beginning
A new
somehow.
beginning,
Yeah,
yeah, a new beginning after a dark period.
dark period. Yeah.
Right, it's done for some fantasy series or a fantasy
Hmm. Hmm.
a movie or TV show
Hmm.
where you have wars and a lot of destruction, and after that there is a new
Very
beginning.
good point. Very good point. You mentioned war. The word war, because if you notice the drum pattern throughout this particular track, you will see that the drum that is being played is kind of that you hear, yeah, in the marching bands or
The
something like
drum
that.
rolls
Yes, absolutely. The drum rolls that you experience over here. So very good point. Yeah, it could be about that. Could be about
could
that.
be could
Yeah,
be again our viewers can help us with this, but extremely enjoyable.
yeah, absolutely. And I think Daraz Bangladesh is coming up with some new stuff as far as I can see, because they recently dropped a track from Shinno as well. It was unplugged version from them. And now this track, so maybe they are up to something. So we have to watch out for them now. Yeah,
Absolutely, and thank you, Daraz. I mean, if they are financing these kind
yeah.
of music, much needed,
Much needed,
much
much needed.
needed.
Absolutely, absolutely.
The corporations should chip in as they do with sports. I think they also have some responsibility towards art.
Art, for sure. Yeah. All right. It was fun because it took me by surprise and shock. I probably go back to listening to Boy again, but this is extremely unique. I haven't listened to any other Viking track, so do suggest some more tracks of Viking, and we'll try to explore them. We'll see you on the next one. Until then, take care. Goodbye.